and as you can see, everything converted over. So once we paste it in, the next thing that we want to do is make sure that all the sections have converted properly. So we've got our table of citations, now statement of jurisdiction. That looks good. It's centered, bold, and underlined. Statute and regulation involved, centered, bold, and underlined. Statement of the issues is good. Statement of the case is good. And then these are subsections of statement of the case, so they don't get bolded, but they get underlined, and they're in all caps. So, course of proceedings in district court, statement of the facts is good. And then the next thing that we have is standard of review, and as we can see, that's good as well. The next section is summary of the argument, and it's, again, properly formatted here, bold, underlined, and centered. The next section is argument, and it is bold, underlined, centered. Now here we have the first problem. Roman numeral 1. For these, the Roman numerals should actually be lined up flush with the text. So here we have the first line indent, which is where the actual text starts. We're going to drag that over to the side to line it up, and we can see the dotted line telling us that it's lining it up with the outside of the text, which is what we want. We're going to release. Now this little black line up here is the tab. The tab is standard 1/2 inch unless you modify it. And one of the ways you can modify it is by clicking anywhere up on this white bar, or you can drag one that already exists. So for us, we're just going to go ahead and create one. With your cursor on the first line of the paragraph, you can click at the 1/4 inch point. And as you can see, it creates a tab. Since this is tabbed for us, the text, what it'll do is it'll line up at that point. Now the next thing we want to do is we want the rest of this text to line up underneath that. Now how do we do that? We're going to have to drag the hanging indent over. So we just drag this tab off the screen, that deletes it, and then we drag our hanging tab flush with the tab that we just made. And that's how simple it is. When it's finished, it should look something like this. Next, we're going to check our the rest of the document to make sure we don't have any formatting issues. Make sure all of your tabs are in. If you have block text quote or something like that, make sure it's done properly. Here we have A, so we're going to take a look at it. Is the A lined up with a 1/4 inch? Yes, it is. Is the text lined up with 1/2 inch? Yes, it is. Now how about 1? 1's off. 1 needs to properly line up with the 1/2 inch mark as it's doing, but the text doesn't line up with the 3/4 inch, which it needs to. So here we're going to set a tab, and then we're going to hit tab on the keyboard to line up the text with it, and then we're going to drag over the hanging tab. And there it goes. Now if you find that the entire tab section moves with you, you're actually grabbing this bottom box. What that does is it moves both together. So you want to avoid doing that. What you want to do is just grab the top section of that. So anyway, that'll keep you straight on that. So now all three of these are lined up properly. Now that's the basic structure up to the to A and to 1. If you have anything past 1 in an outline, or the Arabic numeral section of an outline, you're going to keep going over a 1/4 inch every time from the actual marker in the outline to the text in the outline. But you shouldn't have to go past a 1 for this assignment in Arabic. So again, go through the rest of your document, make sure that all of it is properly formatted. Now at the end of this section, what we're going to do, after we've gone through all of this, is we're going to go down here to the bottom, and we're going to insert another break. Now after inserting that page break, we're going to paste our certificate of service. So here's the certificate of service. Let's just copy it, and then we're going to paste it into our document. Alright, just that simple. Now with the page number at the bottom, you can either leave it or you can delete it. It's no big deal either way. The next thing that we're going to try to accomplish is formatting your page numbers at this point. So once we're on the certificate of service page here, we already have that pasted in, go ahead and view header and footer. Now just go down to the footer, you click this little button here to switch between your header and footer, and we're there. Now you notice this is on section 2 because we're on the second section of our document. You can see the page number that already exists here that started when we opened Word. I have Word configured to automatically do page numbering. So what we're going to do is see our little format page number icon here. We're going to make sure that it's Roman numeral. It is. But the thing that we're going to change is we're not going to continue from the previous section. Remember, section 1 we want in lowercase Roman numerals, not Arabic numerals. So we're going to start at 1. And the reason we want to start at 1 is the first part of our document, which is right after the table of citations, is that part where we want to start at 1. If we wanted it to start at 2 or 3 or 4, then we put that here. But here we want it to start at 1. So go ahead and click OK. This is how it should look, though, before you click OK. And you notice it takes us back up to the first part of section 2, which is Statement of Jurisdiction, Statute, Regulation Involved. If we look up, section 1 is different. So, as you can also see, it changed the page numbers throughout all these pages. All right. Now we're going to head up to footer of section 1. We want to also insert page numbers. So here we're going to insert page numbers. We want the alignment to be center. We don't want to show the number on the first page because, again, you don't want a Roman numeral 1 on the cover of your document. So let's look here at format. Well, the number format we don't want in Arabic numerals. We want in lowercase Roman. So let's go ahead and select that. And page numbering. We don't want to continue from the previous section. We want to start at 1, which is the lowercase Roman numeral 1. Let's go ahead and click OK. And click OK. And you can see that on the first page it hasn't given us any numbers because we told it not to, but on the second page we have our Roman numeral 2, lowercase. And on the third page we have our Roman numeral 3. But after we cross table of citations, since it's not linked to the other section, these still maintained their Arabic numerals. And this is currently how we want it. So if we go up to the top of the document again, it doesn't have any numbers on the cover. And then the second page has a 2 in lowercase Roman numerals. Alright, so now that we have the page numbers taken care of, I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and we will get to the table of contents and the table of citations in the next video. Take care, and be sure to watch the second video. Bye.